Hey everybody, I'm Chef Keith Snow. Welcome to another episode of Harvest Eating. Very excited to show you a very old school recipe, creamed corn. How about that? We're gonna make it from scratch using local corn that I bought in the valley that I live in just down the road. Now, you see I've got my corn here all shucked off the cob, and this is where most of you guys out there are gonna say, I don't know how to cook it, I don't know how to cut it. And that's why you're going to start using either frozen corn, which is much better than canned, or go to canned corn. But let me show you. This is very easy to get off. What I did was I took the corn and I steamed it. Simply removed it from the steamer, cooled it off a little bit in some water, and then I placed it on a half pan, a sheet tray. And then you just take a knife and you slice the sides of the kernel, of the cob rather. You remove all the kernels, and you get to this point right here. Now let me give you another tip. Being that it's harvest eating, being that I worked in restaurants forever, do you think that I'm gonna tell you to throw those cobs out? No way. These cobs with the kernels removed, these are beautiful. So you're gonna take these and you're gonna look for a video on harvest eating called Chipotle corn chowder or corn chowder, and you're gonna use these when you make the stock for that soup. So over here, I've got a little skillet with sides on it, and that's important. We've got it over about a medium heat. What we're going to do is take some good quality butter. Do not, by all means, use margarine. Use some real butter. And then right here is a little bit of white onion. And incidentally, this is onion that I grew in my own garden this year. We got a pretty good crop of white onion. And it's about 1/4 of a medium white onion. It's just roughly chopped. So we'll dump that. We're going to start sweating this onion out. It's going to release a lot of onion flavor in the butter. We're going to season it first with black pepper and a little bit of kosher salt. So once, you've got to watch this because it's going to happen very fast. Once the corn, or excuse me, the onions start to go translucent, those are going to want to brown, particularly because there's no oil in there, it's just butter, and that butter is going to want to turn into brown butter. So we want to watch that it doesn't get to that point. And we're at about that point now. We're going to take the entire lot of corn and dump it in. And we're going to cook this just as it is for about 3 to 4 minutes. Just because I want to cook the onion a little more with the corn and start to pick up a little bit more of the butter flavor. And if I go ahead and add the other ingredients now, we won't get that. So just cook it like this, stirring it often. I'm going to stop right now to season that up. Remember, just the butter and the onions were seasoned. Kosher salt, and then my cool little black pepper thing here. Some black pepper in there, and stir that through. And while that's cooking, let's talk about the cream, because it's creamed corn. So what does that mean? I am going to show you 2 ingredients here. We already added some butter, which is very creamy. I am going to add heavy cream. This is a 1/2 pint. We're going to add the whole thing. And now we have what I would call the secret ingredient. Right here is some beautiful cream cheese. Now that will slowly start to melt down. It's still cold from the refrigerator. So we'll let that melt down. All right, so while this starts to cook down and a lot of the cream will get thick and evaporate, I'm going to clean up here. So check back with me in a second. Okay, the corn has cooked down, and one thing that's really important, you do not want to serve a big pool of liquid. Now, remember, I didn't say this was milk and corn. I said this was creamed corn. So don't be tempted to use milk because it's not going to be as good. And when I pull the spoon away, I can see that the bottom of the pan, you know, is almost dry. It's not totally dry, but it's not a big pool of milk. So now, to finish this off, we're going to add just a couple more things. I've got a teeny bit of sugar here, and that's going to bring the whole profile of the dish up. We're going to put a little sugar right on top. You don't have to tell anybody about this. That helps the sweet corn taste sweeter. And then I've got fresh basil leaves, and these, literally I just clipped them right out of my garden before we started shooting the video, and a little bit of fresh parsley, and these herbs will tend to add a little extra to the dish. So we're just going to roll the parsley right up inside the basil and make what the French like to call chiffonade, a little chiffonade. You don't need a lot. You know, I've got way more than I need here. All right, I stirred that through. I will turn off the burner. I've got just a little serving dish because this will go as a side dish for something else. And this is a great dish to bring to a picnic. Everybody loves creamed corn, and if you make it homemade and you tell them, you know, the corn came from, you know, this neighborhood, or I got it at this farm market, they're going to appreciate it more, and it's going to taste a heck of a lot better than that stuff that you get out of the can. So we'll just finish it up with a little bit of basil garnish, and there you have your own creamed corn made with local corn. Give this a try today. The Harvest Eating Lifestyle with Chef Keith Snow promotes the use of locally grown and raised products, cooked using seasonal methods all throughout the harvest season. Be sure to engage with us everywhere. On your TV via Roku, iPad or iPhone via the Harvest Eating app, on YouTube.com, on Facebook.com, and of course at HarvestEating.com. Thanks for watching.